Hi, and welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in today's video, we're discussing a really, really important topic: how stay-at-home parents can protect their financial future and save for retirement in their own name, even if they aren't earning the income, right, required to open and contribute to an individual retirement account. It's a big topic.
Huge topic, Michelle, because many stay-at-home parents I've met, in my 24 years as a financial advisor, are unaware that it's possible to save for retirement because they think they haven't got the earned income, that's required to have one in their own name. And this couldn't be further from the truth. The Spousal Roth IRA allows a stay-at-home parent to open a retirement account in their own name, and it works the same as a Roth IRA. This is a game changer for parents who aren't in the workplace.
Absolutely. So if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a stay-at-home dad, this is a video you want to watch to the end.
Definitely.
Really, it is. It's a big thing to be able to save for retirement in your own name. So on that note, if you like the content of this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And, also, if you know someone, if you know a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, forward this video to them, because people are just, as Brian said, unaware that this financial product exists. All right, Brian, break down for us the Spousal Roth IRA. What do viewers need to know?
Okay. As I mentioned before, the Spousal Roth IRA allows a stay-at-home parent to open a retirement account in their own name, and it works the same way as a Roth IRA.
Okay.
As long as one person in the household has earned income and you file a joint tax return. So your tax filing status must be married filing jointly.
Filing jointly.
Yep. You can open and contribute to a spousal IRA. Or if the working spouse can contribute to a spousal Roth IRA on behalf of the spouse who does not work. Works either way.
Okay. Got it. All right. So as long as, let me just real quick. So you have to file married filing jointly. That's the key.
That's the key right there.
And as long as one person in the household has that earned income needed.
Got to have the earned income limits.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Then you file that joint return, or the working spouse can contribute, and the working spouse can then contribute to that Roth IRA on behalf.
Right. Right. And here's an important part to remember. IRA stands for individual retirement account. Therefore, a spousal IRA is not a joint account. It's a separate individual IRA for the non-working spouse that is funded by the working spouse.
Okay, got it. So then both parents then can have their own individual retirement accounts in their own name.
You got it.
Okay. All right. Got it. So having a retirement, my brother's a stay-at-home dad, right?
Sure.
And he decided to do that. She is the breadwinner, but also he's just likes the kid game, right? Whatever the reason he's doing it, it's, he's not making that money. And I think that's so important, because P and I were having this conversation. He's like, Michelle, we're just putting money in her 401k. And I'm like, yeah, but that's her 401k. And I think it's just so important. No one knows what the future holds.
True.
And having a retirement account in your own name is critical. So speaking of that, it really is. So what happens if you separate from your spouse in the future? Like what happens to the spousal Roth IRA? And I'm assuming you still can't contribute to it. Walk us through that.
Yeah, no, great question. The money already in the spousal IRA belongs to the spouse in whose name it is, the non-working spouse, right? You won't be able to contribute to it because, remember, the key rule is you must file a joint tax return. If you get divorced, you cannot fund your spousal IRA.
Okay. So what other benefits are there to spousal Roth IRAs, in addition to providing retirement security for the spouse who doesn't work, right? Well, who does? Let me just rephrase this. Who works their butt off, but does not earn a paycheck?
Exactly. Make sure you rephrase that, because of the fact of the person at home is still working with the kids.
Working a lot. Right.
So, Michelle, the spousal Roth IRA is a good way for couples to significantly boost their retirement savings. Okay. Sure. If the working spouse has already maxed out his or her contributions and still has funds to contribute, this is a solid option. So,
okay. All right. So, let's talk about the advantages of the Roth IRA versus like that are not found, I should say, in the traditional IRA. So
Right.
with Roth, you have tax-free withdrawals in retirement because you're funding that Roth IRA with after-tax money. Because of that, your withdrawals are tax-free. But let's talk a little bit more about the advantages of a Roth.
Yeah, you just hit the number one benefit of a Roth IRA. You're funding this account with after-tax money, and in retirement, your proceeds will be yours, free and clear of all taxes, no matter what the tax rate could be in the future. This is key. The one big thing is we have to make sure we hold the account for 5 years or longer and be over the age of 59 and a half when we start making them withdrawals.
Okay.
That's key. You got to remember that. So, but with Roth IRAs, there's also no required minimum distributions at any age.
The big one.
Unlike traditional IRA. This allows your funds to continue grow tax-free until you're ready to use them.
Right. Okay.
Another thing, with a Roth, you get better terms for early withdrawals than an IRA. So if you need the funds from this account, such as for emergencies, you're not going to be penalized for early withdrawals of your contributions. The 10% penalty will only be on the earnings if they're withdrawn prior to age 59 and a half. Withdrawals from an IRA before 59 and a half got that 10% penalty, and you must pay income taxes on the amount withdrawn. That's a big perk of the Roth IRA, are tax-free withdrawals for heirs also.
That's a big one.
Remember that. Yeah, can't forget that. Unlike traditional IRAs, your heirs will pay no taxes on the proceeds from an inherited Roth IRA.
Got it. All right. So one point before we wrap up, let's discuss the contribution limits to a spousal Roth IRA.
Both spousal and Roth IRA contribution limits for 2022, Michelle, is $6,000. That's the max. Okay. And the catch-up contribution for those over the age of 50 is an additional $1,000. Okay. One last and important note, Michelle. The amount of your combined contributions can't be more than the taxable compensation reported on your joint return.
Okay. So what is that? What is it? Break that down. Can you give us an example?
Okay. We know our maximum. Let's say we got a husband and wife that's 51 years old.
Okay.
We know they can do the $6,000 each plus the $1,000 each for additional above the age of 50. That is what? $14,000, right?
Okay.
The income, your taxable compensation reported on your joint tax return must be higher than that $14,000.
That much. Okay. Got it. So if stay-at-home dad has the spousal Roth IRA and the working spouse has a Roth IRA, max you can contribute $6,000. You have to have that income over that amount. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Got it.
Got to have the income. It's just like any other Roth IRA that you open. You've got to have the earned income to be able to do it. So. Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up the video?
That is it. And I love the Roth IRA for stay-at-home parents.
You do. So. Yes, you do. All right. So if you like the content of this video, do hit that like button. Help us grow this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you know of a stay-at-home parent who needs to hear this information, forward this video, please.
Definitely.
We'd appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Brian. And thanks to everyone who watched.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.